This is easily the best sneaker collaboration I've seen all year. The sneaker in question is called the RK61, which was made in collaboration with the cultural platform Air Afrique. The name Air Afrique actually comes from the Pan-African airline that ran from 1961 to 2002. And that explains why it's named the RK61 in the first place. RK was the airline code for Air Afrique, and 61 stands for 1961, which is when it was started. And not only do I actually really like the design of the sneaker, which is kind of sort of this hybrid between a derby and a sneaker, I also think it's just full of so many hidden details that I want to talk about. So first off, the Nike Air Bubble is green, which is obviously paying homage to the color of the airline Air Afrique. If you look at the interior of the shoes, you see this really cool green pattern. That pattern is actually inspired by original seats from Air Afrique planes. This was actually really cool. I went to their installation in London where they actually had these seats in the installation. Really, really cool. Even down to things like the zipper, they've used the Air Afrique logo on the zipper. Something I also really loved about the campaign and the campaign images were all these different odes to travel, and they did a lot of research on the many different ways that a lot of people used to travel. Air Afrique have famously done projects where they've spoken to people that worked for Air Afrique back when it was still functioning. And I think it's so important and also so impressive that Nike really trusted the guys at Air Afrique to make this sort of stuff and to create a project of this scale. I remember when Lil Yachty was under a lot of fire for his sort of plain looking Air Force Ones, and he was explaining to people that, you don't get a lot of creative freedom until you're proven in that way. It wasn't until Nike saw the success of the first drop that he was able to make these, which were a much more interesting colorway. And so the fact they were able to make this from scratch is absolutely insane. I was speaking to someone from the Air Afrique team, and he told me that it took them 2 years to make this, which is insane. So really impressive. And honestly, if you haven't heard about the guys from Air Afrique, where are you? Definitely get to know. They've collaborated with the likes of Louis Vuitton, with Pharrell Williams. They've also done magazines that have been powered by Bottega Veneta. They have the best event I've seen. And so yeah, definitely check them out. Definitely learn about what these guys do and let me know what you liked about the sneaker.